Hello, everyone. Welcome. If you're new here, welcome back if you're returning. I have quite the haul today. I've gotten, I think my last one was about a month and a half ago or 2 months ago. And I've gotten some Kickstarters in and some other decks, and I've been busy buying used decks. So let's get into it. So first up is the Sacred Forest Oracle by Denise Lynn. This was a Mercari purchase. Comes with these green edges. I don't know if that was how it came normally or if someone did it afterwards. But yeah, this was on Mercari for $10, I think. I think it was 15 with shipping. For these mass market oracles, I really don't pay much more than that. It's got a nice guidebook, a good page and a half for each card. And the cards are really beautiful. I have the Sacred Destiny Oracle by Denise Lynn as well. And I really liked it. These backs really spoke to me. And I like this kind of digital collage type of art. But this feels like a late winter, early spring kind of deck. And I don't want to go through all the cards because it is a mass market deck. But if anyone knows if this came mass market green or if somebody did that aftermarket, that would be cool. Because I don't know. But that was a Mercari purchase. And next on Mercari was, nope, this was actually eBay. This was Urban Crow Oracle by MJ Cullinane. This is the mass market version. This did not come with a guidebook, and it did state that on the description, and I just didn't read it. And this is not in order. Okay. So yeah, MJ Cullinane, I like her decks. I'm using the NatTheHorseWitch Tarot right now for some personal shadow work type stuff. And if anybody has a guidebook for the Urban Crow Oracle that they would like to get rid of, please let me know. I would like the guidebook. When it comes to oracles, I am a guidebook girly. I know you can buy the separate guidebook, but it's like $20. So at that point, I should have just bought the deck new. So yeah, this is the Urban Crow. The backs again are beautiful. And this, I think, was like $13 shipped. So, and it didn't, you know, come with a guidebook, and that was my bad. So yeah. Next was another Makari purchase, and that was the Seasons of the Witch Yule Oracle. I don't actually own any of these decks. This was my first one, and really the only one I was interested in, because there are so few Christmas themed oracles out there. So this is Rockpool. You have spreads, you have the full color card, and then a good page description. And it has these green gilded edges. And this one I have put back in order. But Yule and Christmas time is my favorite time of year. And this is really the only Christmas oracle that I know of. So this was another Makari purchase, and I think, again, it was like $15 shipped or less. And I am interested of the Winter Witch Tarot, or the Winter Tarot by Rockpool. I've been watching some walkthroughs of it, and it seems okay. I will probably get it at some point, but it's not high on my wish list. All right, the next oracle I picked up with a tarot, and that is the Unicorn's Journey Oracle and the Unicorn's Journey Tarot. And I do have the mini version of the Unicorn's Journey Tarot, but I picked up the regular size version when I backed the oracle on Kickstarter, because I feel like the mini doesn't do the art justice. So I'm not going to go through the unicorns. Well, I guess I should, because I ordered it. Okay. Well, we can go through them together. This is what I did when I got the oracle. And I kind of just went through them together. So the Unicorn's Journey Tarot has pink edges, and the Unicorn's Journey Oracle has blue edges, and they are very pretty. And then the backs look like that. And I'm sure you've seen these all over the place lately. So I love these decks by Lisa Pepez, and they are so wonderful, and they're a perfect pair because they're both done by the same artist, Francesca, and I'm not even Paiochi. I'm very sorry, Francesca, for attempting to pronounce your last name. So those were the two Unicorn's Journey decks. And I've never regretted a Lisa Pepez purchase or a Peggy Pepez purchase either, to be honest. The next deck you will be seeing in a Flip Through Friday soon. And I go through the story of how this deck came to be in my possession. But this is the Cracked Amethyst, which I did not back on Kickstarter. And then everybody started getting their decks, and I had FOMO. So I bought it, but the creator wasn't shipping to the US for understandable and necessary reasons, I would say, to be honest. So I actually had this sent to a friend, and it became very difficult to get this in the United States. That being said, I'm very glad I have this deck now. I really needed to want it because, wow, it was a lot. And I've done a couple of readings with this deck. And it is a beautiful reader. I love the court cards. Really just the colors and the artwork in this deck are fantastic. This strength card with the flower coming up in the crack in the asphalt. Oh, chef's kiss. This hermit card, amazing. And the Hierophant with all the symbols hanging from the tree. So a full flip through is coming to my channel right after this video, I believe. So that was the Cracked Amethyst. Next was another Kickstarter that I didn't back, and I immediately had regrets. And that is the Grief Journey Oracle by Marion Kirk and Terry Cottrell. This is a beautiful, the guidebook is gorgeous. It has a good page and a half for each card. The artwork is all done by hand by Terry, and it is beautiful. And this is such a great deck. I've used it a few times for some folks that are having a hard time, and it delivered some really poignant messages. And I just had a flip through of this deck. And it is amazing. So that is the Grief Journey Oracle. It has these beautiful navy edges, and it comes like that. I didn't do that. But absolutely gorgeous deck. Okay, next. So Lennox Reese has some decks going out of print, temporarily, indefinitely. And they were decks that I kept seeing around this fall season, and I really wanted them. So I was waiting for payday when they sold out. And I messaged her and I was like, I really want those decks. So how do I get my hands on one? And she said she was going to have a second sale. And I said, great. And stalked her Instagram every day. And then she released her second sale and I bought 3 decks. So Peculiar Pathways was a second, Folkloric Forest was a second, and Coastal Curiosity was not a second. But the second with Peculiar Pathways came with the book. That was a no-brainer for me. So I'm going to go through these decks. This book, by the way, is really great. I am really looking forward to getting into the symbolism and reading this. Because she goes into her thought process and the symbolism behind the Rider-Waite images, the Rider-Waite-Smith images, and also what she chose on her cards instead, and how they are representative of each other. So I'm very excited about this, and this book is quite sturdy actually for a paperback. It's really more like a semi-hardback, to be honest. And it is beautiful. So going off of that, we will start with Peculiar Pathways. And she did send a couple of extra cards. I'm not sure. I think they're identical, so those will become bookmarks or something. And I haven't gone through these decks yet, as you can they're still in the wrapping. Because I just got them a few days ago. So they come in this beautiful magnetic box, at least the Peculiar Pathways does. And with these green edges, there are the backs. And they're a beautiful linen finish, it feels like. I love the mixture of the art styles here. You have kind of the fine art landscape with the black and white ink drawing over the top. So that is Peculiar Pathways. I'm sure I'll do a walkthrough of this deck on my channel at some point. And next we have the Folkloric Forest, which is a curated art deck. It is inspired by Finnish and Northern European folklore and mythology, brought to life through curated antique fine art. And this is the deck I've been seeing in a lot of like autumn deck roundups and pairings. And I had the worst FOMO. All right, it comes with a little booklet. And it has keywords for each card and then a write-up. And these beautiful hunter green edges and these beautiful backs. And Lennox has her own YouTube channel, and she discusses a lot of tarot design, which I really appreciate because she brings up a lot of things that as a appreciator of tarot as an art form, I am not educated in art or kind of graphic design or design in any way, shape, or form. And so she really discusses those aspects on her channel, and it's really interesting. So you should definitely go check out her channel. But this is my first curated art deck, and it is so beautiful. So I am definitely looking to diving into these decks more. And next I have Coastal Curiosities. I did not get the specimen pack. I was already buying 3 decks. And so that just pushed me over the edge. So I did not get them. I just didn't feel like it was necessary. But this is a full color guidebook. It has a full color image and then about a page and a half of a write-up, and it is written like a field guide. So you have subject, impressions, and analysis and observation, which is really neat. And the cover on this is like a rose petal linen. Like, I didn't even know you could do that. It is luxurious. And then the cards are the typical linen. These are they feel very high quality and luxurious. And those are the backs. And this is the Naturalist edition. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to working with these 3 decks, and I'm so glad I got my hands on them. The Folkloric Forest and the Peculiar Pathways were both seconds, and I honestly couldn't tell you why. They are in perfect condition. Next is a mass market new release, and I pre-ordered this during the Llewellyn sale in like August and just got it. And it is the Bonestone and Earthflesh Tarot, The Reawakening by Avalon Cameron and art by Anna Torian. I have not opened this either. The guidebook is substantial. I mean, it is, look at how big that is. This could be used as a weapon. Just FYI. And as you can see, the cards are still wrapped. And I've seen people do side-by-sides with the indie version. The indie version is unfortunately at a price that I'm not willing to pay for a deck. So a mass market it is. But I love Anna Torian's art, and I really wanted to own one of the decks that she had illustrated. I know there is some discourse around how the indie version of this deck was handled. And it did put me off a little bit, but like I said, I got it during one of the 30% off sales. So for a brand new deck that was pre-ordered, I just couldn't pass it up. And I know this isn't a deck for right now, but it's in my collection for when I'm ready for it, if that makes any sense whatsoever. I know a lot of you tarot folks will understand that. Some of you don't have decks. You can't have decks that you're not working with, and you just rehome them if they don't speak to you right away, which is totally fine. I buy my decks from you. I love trolling the second hand and just finding newer indie decks that someone didn't jive with, and I'm like, yep, I'll get that. For me, I know that the backs are just this Ace of Swords, but 2 of them, like mirror reflection. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm fine, because I'm so new to tarot, I'm fine having decks in my collection that I am not currently using. Mostly because I know I will grow into them, or I have them for a reason. The one I was thinking about rehoming was the For Hawks of Tarot, because I hate the 8 of Swords in that card. Like, I really dislike it in that deck. I hate that card in that deck. But I started using it for some shadow work stuff, and I'm working my way through Stephanie Capone's Tarot for Manifestation book, and it is perfect for that. So I'm going to hold on to it. So as of right now, I have no decks that I really want to rehome, which is wild, because I started off the new year with 1 tarot deck and 2 oracle decks. And I don't want to discuss what the numbers are right now, but it is more than that by like 50. This is the saddest 5 of Cups I've ever seen in my life. In my life. All right, we're going to end on that note for this deck. Next are some decks that I'm very excited about because while there are tons of seasonal decks out there, and I feel like every season someone is doing my summer decks or my autumn decks, and like, yeah, I just did that. But as I was mentioning, my favorite season is Christmas. I'm not a wheel of the year girly. I'm like a seasonal girly. So I'm fine celebrating Christmas. It's what I've always done. My name is Natalie. It literally means child of Christmas. I mean, what are you going to do with that? So, literally born into it. So I got the Yuletide Tarot mass market. I looked for this used and I couldn't find it. But I also wasn't willing to wait for Christmas, mostly because I wanted to use it in the weeks leading up to Christmas. Once again, it has a chunky Llewellyn guidebook with the full color, and a whole page write-up, a whole page and a half really, with keywords and reverse meanings. And in true Llewellyn form, the guidebook, she chunky. So I'm very much looking forward to using this. And I really like how this deck pulls from various folklore around Christmas time. And I really enjoy that. It's not just one what's the word I want to use? Culture. It is multiple cultures. And so that is the Yuletide Tarot. Next on my Christmas, holiday, Yule, winter theme is the Winter Waite. Oh, I haven't opened. Yes, I did. Okay. This just came with extra cards. Ah, no, certificate of authenticity. And it came with a bag. So this is the Winter Waite. This is done by Tarot Collectibles. And I want one of their Halloween decks too. I did get the Stars edition because if you're going to spring for a Tarot's collectible, you might as well get the holographic stars. I don't know if those are coming out, but yeah, I'm a big fan. So this is the winter Waite, and it's more of a pastel and a little less Christmas, more winter, but how cool. And I know that Tarot Collectibles has other winter editions. I believe they have one on Kickstarter right now that I will probably back. Mostly just because I love this time of year, and I truly do not believe that you can have too many Christmas or Yule decks. You just can't. And we're going to flip by the star so the algorithm doesn't get me. The moon to have the lobster. Okay. I feel like one of the and if Melissa watches this, she'll laugh, but Melissa doesn't YouTube, so she won't see this. But I was talking with Melissa Sinova the other day, and I was like, my favorite part of the moon card is if they include the lobster or the crawdad or whatever you want to call it. It is my favorite part. So this has the two wolves, or the dog and the wolf, but no lobster. And we have naked baby. I like the addition of the mistletoe in the Two of Cups. Really just a delightful deck, and I'm really looking forward to using this. I have to be quite honest about that. All right, so that is the winter Waite. And I do have plans to do flip throughs of the Yuletide Tarot and the winter Waite on my channel in December. So if you want to see the whole deck, I guess you could look for other walkthroughs, but also know that it is coming on my channel till the end. Again, thank you for stopping by. Please hit like and subscribe and drop a comment if you can. I have been dropping comments. I do watch a lot of YouTube in the mornings when I'm drinking my coffee, and sometimes I don't have the spoons or the time to comment something thoughtful or whatever, but I still want to interact and I want to push your videos for the algorithm. So I will like them, and then I will post some emojis or something that says like for the algorithm. And I really want that interaction for those videos, but I don't always have the time or spoons to come up with something intelligent to say. But I still, want to make sure the algorithms are seeing your videos. So if you see me doing that, that's what I'm doing. And I'm really trying to support other TarotTube creators by doing that within the spoons that I have. So anyway, thank you again for joining. Please hit like and subscribe, and I will see you on Friday. Bye, everybody.